I think Fahad Fazil is going to kill me with his talent. Hi everyone, welcome to I Just React and Review. My name is Ashmita. Hope you all are doing well. And today I will be doing a review of a Malayalam movie which released in 2014, directed by Amal Neerad, Iyobinte Pustakam. So many things to talk about this film, but I'll try and keep it concise. I'll try. The biggest strength of this film is the storyline. Now, when the film got over, I sat down to write, the main points for my review, and I was sort of dumbfounded to, think that the storyline actually is quite simple. To put it in the simplest of terms, it is basically an action-packed revenge drama. But the narrative used to tell this simple story is very, very creatively done. There are so many additional elements that has been integrated in the storyline. I will talk about these additional elements separately. But to give the gist of the story, basically it centers around this man, Eyob, and his three sons Dimitri, Ivan and Aloshi. Set in Munnar in the pre-independence era, Eyob is hired as a trusted employee of a British businessman, Mr. Harrison. Certain events transpire which eventually leads Eyob to acquire all of Mr. Harrison's assets. There is another parallel plot of an external businessman trying to encroach Eyob's lands. So the story then essentially boils down into the rivalry between the brothers and Eyob trying to save his land from this businessman. So yes, at macro level a pretty simple storyline, but at narration and direction level it just knocks it out of the park. Now, I said before that the narrative used to tell the story is very, very creatively done, and it added the much needed layers and depth onto the storyline. Okay, number one, this has been narrated like a period drama film. The backdrop of the story is set in the 1900s, so there are clear references of World War One, Hiroshima Nagasaki bombings, German Nazis, there is mention of emergency. So the audiences very clearly know what is the timeline of the storyline. Yes, at its heart, it's an action-packed family drama, but there are so many parallel subplot angles that are going on in the story which makes it very, very interesting. For example, there is this beautiful angle of unconditional friendship shown between Aloshi and a character named Chemban, which is played so wonderfully by Vinayakan. It shows that true friendship is beyond class and caste. It only requires love and respect. So I really like that portrayal of friendship. Another subplot angle shown is the absolute disregard for law and order. At that time, like how the rich had absolutely no regard for the law. Well, that is sort of true today also, but it was much worse at that time. Then the angle shown of greed and power and how it can change the dynamics within the family. Like for example, Eyob getting completely sidelined by his elder sons, like when the sons realize that, oh, our father is getting old, and then they see an opportunity to take over the business, completely forgetting that whatever they have been taught by their dad only. So yes, that angle shown was great. Okay, now let's talk about the direction. Now, when I was watching this film, I made this observation of how this movie was being directed by Amal Neerad. Maybe it is peculiar to my eye only. Obviously, the audiences will have different takes about it. But for me, I realized that when I was watching this film, it was being directed and narrated in a way that a novel is written. I really felt like I was watching a novel, and very specifically a Jeffrey Archer novel. Okay, so why I made that parallel? Because if any of you have read a Jeffrey Archer novel, say for example, Ashmita is the main character of this novel. Now, Ashmita's entry will not happen unless and until a good 20 to 25% of the novel gets over, because he spends a lot of time in setting up the premise and the context of the story. So he starts from the very beginning, and then slowly, once the reader gets immersed into that world, then the main character entry happens. And this is what exactly happened in the movie. So Amal Neerad has spent a lot of time setting up the context, setting up the premise, introducing us properly to all the characters. Fahad, being the hero of the film, enters into the picture only after like a good half an hour of the movie has got over. So yes, I loved this direction route that Amal Neerad took for this film in actually spending a good amount of time in setting up the premise and the foundation of the storyline. Okay, before I talk about the things that I loved about this film, like technically and performance wise, what I did not like are the addition of songs. Sorry guys, it just did not work for me. It just completely broke the flow of the film for me. Like that song Rave, such a beautiful, soulful song, but when it popped on the screen, suddenly it just completely put me off, guys. Like, it personally did not work for me. I don't know why, but generally when it comes to action films, I personally do not enjoy the addition of songs because it breaks the flow of the movie for me. And when the song is completely out of context, it puts me off. Like, there would be very rare instances, I think, where I've actually loved the addition of songs in an action packed film. So I don't know, just didn't work for me, guys. Visually stunning is the first thing that I want to say about this film. The director is only the cinematographer, so obviously he knew so well how he wanted his movie to look visually. It was very obvious that Amal Neerad wanted the audience to know the magnificence of this film, and he has nailed it completely. I loved how the camera panned when all these valley shots were shown, like the aerial shots and the top shots. They were so beautiful, but for me, my favorite ones were the shots when the fight scenes were happening, the combat scenes, how beautifully the choreography with the camera work. I don't know, I just loved it. And the background score, like, oh my god. You know, of the limited Malayalam movies that I've watched, what I've realized is that so much thought is being put to compose the background music, because every scene has such amazing background score. And for this movie specifically, the action scenes, all the action set pieces had the most epic background score. Like, of course, I was watching this on a smaller screen, but I could imagine what the audiences must have felt when they would have watched this film in the theater with this amazing background music and beautiful cinematography, because it really would have got the audiences into the feel of the film. I want to give a special mention to Dee Danny, who is the fight choreographer of this film, for the amazing action sequences. I loved each and every, I don't know why, each and every fight set pieces just stood out for me completely. And especially there is this one scene where Fahad's character Aloshi and there is this one villain guy, a bad guy, they do a fight in this muddy pool and it's a hand-to-hand combat. I loved that choreography. That is the favorite fight choreography in the entire movie for me. Performances. Oh my god. Let's talk about all of them one by one. Lal plays Eeyop, the head of the family. Now, he has a very interesting arc because as a character, he goes from being like a servant to a very shrewd, rich business guy, and then completely vulnerable to his son. And what a genuine portrayal of this entire arc done by Lal. I mean, you see that amazing balance of him being a shrewd businessman who is not, you know, going to budge come what may, and then being such a nice, kind, loving father to his son as well. Like, you can see that kindness also in his eyes, and you can see that shrewdness also. So I think that balance shown was amazing by this actor. The character of Dimitri is played by Chimban Vinod. I remembered him from Trance and I found him so amazing there, and here he completely blew me away. His simplistic dialogue delivery to add that comedic element to the film was superb. And that entire look, like the fashion look given to him, added to that comedic element. Like, he's the bad guy, but you still laugh at him. The character of Ivan is played by Genu Joseph, and I absolutely loved him. He looked like such a badass in the film. Like, his entire look with the ponytail and all, he looked amazing. Like, he looked the part of being like the savage one. Vinayakan plays Chemban, the loyal friend of Aloshi. Again, I remembered him from Trance. Now, what observation that I made, like in Trance also and in this film as well, that his acting style is very subtle. Like, very subtle, and which in turn gives more depth to his character. Like I said, he plays the loyal friend to Aloshi, and it was so genuine that I actually believed in their friendship. Isha Sharwani plays Aloshi's love interest, Martha. Now, as a character, I found her the least appealing. Like, every character for me had some value and it added to the arc of the story. I don't know, somehow for me, her character did not add much value to the storyline. for me. Yes, one can argue with me that no, Ashmita Martha is an important character. Otherwise, Aloshi wouldn't return to his hometown because she was his motivation. But I would still say that Aloshi's intentions can still be something like meeting his father, because he never had any gripe with his father. He loved his father. So yes, her character really did not do much for me in the film. Isha looked stunning. I mean, she's a stunning woman. But her act, like, she didn't have much dialogue, but her acting was quite decent. Like, I wouldn't say she blew me away, but she was quite okay. Padma Priya completely blew me away. Like, her role was very brief. I think Isha had more screen time than her, but Padma Priya just made an impact on me. When her character was initially introduced, I was wondering what significance she would be adding to the storyline. But as the movie progressed, I found her significance, like her relevancy, more than that of Martha's character. As Rahel, she was vulnerable as well as conniving at the same time. Her arc was so much like a pendulum. Like, it showed that as a woman in that era, she was so vulnerable that she couldn't do anything, and yet being confined in that same house, in that room, she could still protect herself somehow. Okay, Jayasuriya as Angur, the antagonist. I loved him. Last I watched him was in Sufiyam Sujate Hain, where he was the frustrated husband. Here he is the frustrated villain. And his acting, oh my god. If eyes could kill, then his death stares would have just incinerated people in the theater only. There are certain scenes where he's trying to, say, strike a deal, but it does not work his way. And the kind of expression he's giving through his eyes and face to hide his frustration, to curb his anger, oh my god, he just nailed it. I love it when an antagonist character is portrayed with, I don't know, some sort of restraint. Because usually what happens that when there is a villain involved, he shouts on top of his voice and has this complete swag and charm that, oh, I'm going to, ruin your life. But Jayasuriya's Angur was just so calm, chill, cool, and his eyes, I'm telling you, like, if stares could kill, I would have not been sitting here giving this review. Yes, I have saved the best for the last. Fahad Fazil. Oh my god. How do I explain his performance without sounding like a complete fangirl? I'll try. Him as an action hero, probably just a blessing to my eyes. I'm telling you, like, in this movie, he does not have much dialogue. Because I observed this, like, in terms of talking, I don't think he has much dialogue. It's more of his gestures and his eye expression and the action. His action scenes, like, I remember when I did the Next King of Mollywood mashup, you guys told me in that gun scene that it was from this movie. That scene, when it came up, I lost it. I completely lost it. He looked so good and natural in that scene. Like he was born to do that scene. It felt like that. I loved him particularly in all the action scenes. Specifically, like I said, that hand-to-hand combat scene, it's probably my favorite in the film. But there are certain slow motion scenes where he is, handing, like, holding the gun and shooting. So well executed by him. His body language, like, this movie is more about his body language than his dialogue. His body language felt so natural. I don't know how he does it. I really don't know. He's so, I think, like, again, I'm telling you, he just ate the script. I believe now completely with my whole heart that the script is given to him and he just gobbles it up. Yeah, I did end up sounding like a fangirl, right? I'm sorry guys, but I genuinely, like, from my whole heart, I loved his performance. Okay, with this entire review, let me put this as a disclaimer. Like I said, the narration and the direction taken in this movie is very different. Like, it takes a lot of time to set the context and, like, the premise of the entire main plot, right? So for a lot of people who think that, oh, I am going to get a complete action-packed film, that is not the case, because it takes its own sweet time to set the background, the foundation, and then actually in the second half, the entire plot takes its shape. So for people who think that, oh, from the scene 1 I'm going to get this amazing action packed film, that is not the case, and they might be a little disappointed. For me personally, I really love different takes on how the storyline is being narrated. Like, especially I think in Malayalam movies, whatever movies I have watched, all the narration styles I have found are very different and unique, which I really liked, and I really appreciate that kind of approach by the directors, where they have their own vision and style of storytelling. So yes, for people thinking that, oh, I'm going to get an awesome action packed movie from start to finish, that is not the case. You will not find that. So I mean, manage your expectations there. For me personally, yes, if you like that kind of a storyline like I do, like if you are appreciative of different kinds of narration, yes, please watch this film, you will love it. So yes, with that I will end my review of the Malayalam movie Iyobinte Pustakam. I will personally recommend you guys to watch it for those who haven't watched it, but with the disclaimer that I gave like a few seconds ago. So yes, manage your expectations that way. And also please let me know your views and perspectives for the people who have watched this film. Like I said, this is my perspective and analysis for the movie. As an audience, you would have certain different perspectives about the film that, for example, like I said, in Martha's case, I didn't find the character relevant. For some of you, she would be very relevant, and maybe I missed out on certain aspects while watching the film. So please let me know in your thoughts. It's always great to share opinions and have different perspectives about the same film. That's what makes all of us unique in our own way, right? So yes, I hope you liked the review, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.